Stop scrolling, my beloved child. This is not an accident, and this is not just another message passing through your day. I have interrupted this moment because your obedience has reached heaven. You thought you were only surviving. You thought you were only doing what had to be done. You thought no one noticed the strength it took to keep saying yes when your heart was tired, when your hands were empty, when your prayers seemed to return without an answer. But I saw you. I saw every quiet yes. I saw every step you took when you did not feel strong. I saw you obey when there was no applause, no confirmation, no visible change, and no one around you understood the cost. This is not for everyone. This is for the one who kept going after the excitement faded. This is for the one who stayed faithful when obedience felt lonely. This is for the one who asked me, "Lord, what do I do after I have obeyed and still see no result?" My child, I heard that question before it ever came out of your mouth. I heard it in your sighs. I heard it in the silence after your prayers. I heard it when you looked at the same closed door and wondered if you had misunderstood me. You did not misunderstand me. You obeyed me. And now I am telling you, do not strive your way into what only my timing can release. Hear me now. You have done your part. You have surrendered what I asked you to surrender. You have walked away from what I told you to leave. You have waited when your flesh wanted to force. You have stayed when your emotions wanted to run. You have trusted me in places where trusting me cost you comfort, attention, and control. Now, I will let my timing speak where your explanations could not. I will answer in a way that no argument can produce, no defense can manufacture, and no human approval can validate. Do not pick up pressure and call it faith. Do not confuse movement with obedience. Do not think that because you cannot see the result yet, I have not received the sacrifice. Your obedience was not wasted. Your hidden faithfulness was not ignored. The silence after your yes was not my absence. It was the space where I was arranging what you could not reach. So stay with this word, my beloved child. Let it settle deep in your spirit before the main message begins. If this word is meeting you in a season of exhausted obedience, like this video as an act of agreement. Subscribe for more faith-building messages and comment, "Lord, I trust your timing." Write it not as empty words, but as a declaration over the place where you have been tempted to give up. "Lord, I trust your timing." Because I am telling you now, your obedience has reached heaven, and the answer is already moving. My child, I saw every yes you gave when it cost you something. I saw when obedience did not feel glorious. I saw when it felt heavy, lonely, misunderstood, and unfair. I saw when you chose my way over your own comfort. I saw when you wanted to stay where it was familiar, but you moved because I told you to move. I saw when you wanted to speak, but you held your tongue because I asked you to trust me with the truth. I saw when you wanted to repay pain with pain, but instead you chose mercy, forgiveness, and silence before me. I saw when you forgave without receiving an apology. I saw when your heart was still aching, but you released the person into my hands. I saw when you stopped rehearsing the offense, not because it did not hurt, but because you wanted to obey me more than you wanted to be understood. People may not know what that cost you. They may think you simply moved on. They may think you were unaffected, but I saw the nights you cried yourself to sleep. I saw the tears you wiped away quickly so nobody would ask what was wrong. I saw you smile while your spirit was still healing. I saw you keep showing up with a broken heart. Do not think I missed one moment of it. I saw the late-night prayers when your words were few and your tears were many. I saw you kneel when you had no strength left to stand. I saw you whisper my name when your mind was crowded with questions. I saw you open your hands again after disappointment tried to make you close them. I saw you keep believing after the result did not come when you expected it. I saw you choose faith when fear was louder. I saw you choose obedience when your feelings were begging for control. You thought those little decisions were invisible, but they were not invisible to me. Heaven recorded what earth ignored. Heaven heard what people never asked about. Heaven saw the restraint, the surrender, the lonely decisions, the quiet sacrifices, the unseen battles, the moments when you walked away from what your flesh wanted because your spirit knew my voice. People may have missed your faithfulness, but I did not. People may have been silent, but I was not absent. People may not have celebrated the price you paid, but I counted every step. And hear me clearly, my beloved child. You are not weak because you are tired. You are tired because you carried obedience further than most people could see. You are tired because you kept loving when it would have been easier to harden. You are tired because you kept praying when discouragement tried to silence you. You are tired because you kept showing up when nobody knew how much strength it took. Do not call that failure. I call it endurance. Do not call that weakness. I call it faith with roots. I saw you in the moments when you wondered if obedience was worth it. I saw you ask, Lord, did I do the right thing? Lord, did you see what I gave up? Lord, did you notice what I surrendered? And I am answering you now. Yes, my child, I saw it. I saw the sacrifice. I saw the surrender. I saw the yes that trembled on your lips. I saw the obedience that cost you comfort, reputation, closure, and control. Nothing faithful was hidden from me. Not one prayer was wasted. Not one tear fell without my attention. Not one act of obedience disappeared into nothing. The lack of applause did not mean the lack of approval. The lack of visible results did not mean your obedience failed. I received it. I honored it. I held it. And what you gave me in secret, I am preparing to answer in my time. And now, my beloved child, I want to speak to the place that hurt the most. I want to speak to the silence that came after your obedience. Because you obeyed, and then you waited. You surrendered, and then you heard nothing. You trusted me, and then you watched the doors stay closed. You did what I asked you to do, and instead of immediate relief, you found yourself standing in a gap you did not know how to explain. You thought obedience would make everything move quickly. You thought surrender would bring the answer right away. You thought that once you released what I asked you to release, the door would open, the call would come, the burden would lift, the confusion would clear, and the promise would appear. But instead, there was silence. Instead, there was waiting. Instead, there were days when nothing seemed to change, and nights when your heart asked, Lord, did I miss you? Lord, did I hear you wrong? Lord, why did I obey and still feel stuck? Hear me clearly. My silence was not rejection. My timing was not punishment. My stillness was not abandonment. I was not ignoring your obedience. I was protecting the outcome. I was not withholding because I was angry with you. I was holding what belonged to you until the appointed time, because if I had released it too soon, it would have been exposed to hands that were not ready, rooms that were not aligned, hearts that were not prepared, and conditions that would have damaged what I was trying to bless. Every closed door was protection. Every delay was preparation. Every unanswered request was me arranging what you could not see. You thought I was saying no, but many times I was saying, not yet, my child. Not because I delight in making you wait, but because I love you too much to give you something before it can remain. You asked me for the door, but I was preparing your footing. You asked me for the answer, but I was preparing your heart. You asked me for the opportunity, but I was preparing the room. You asked me to move quickly, but I was moving deeply. While you felt forgotten, I was aligning hearts. While you felt overlooked, I was arranging conversations. While you felt left behind, I was shifting places, timing, people, decisions, and details you could not touch. There were names being spoken in rooms you were not in. There were hearts being softened where you had no access. There were obstacles being moved quietly, one by one. There were connections being prepared, resources being gathered, doors being measured, and pathways being cleared. You could not see it, but I was working. You could not feel it, but I was near. You could not explain it, but I was faithful. I was in the silence. I was in the pause. I was in the waiting. I was in the day that looked ordinary, the prayer that felt unanswered, the morning you woke up, still carrying the same burden. Do not mistake quietness for absence. A seed does not shout while it is growing beneath the ground. A promise does not always announce itself while I am forming it in hidden places. My child, the delay did not mean your obedience failed. The delay meant your obedience had entered my hands. And once something enters my hands, I do not rush it to satisfy fear. I mature it. I cover it. I protect it. I prepare it. What you gave me in obedience was too precious to be released carelessly. What I am bringing into your life must not only arrive, it must last. So do not let the enemy rewrite the silence. Do not let discouragement tell you I forgot you. Do not let the closed door convince you that I rejected you. I was guarding you from what looked good but was not ready. I was saving you from what would have drained you. I was keeping you from entering too early, attaching too quickly, speaking too soon, or settling for something beneath the fullness of what I had prepared. The silence after your obedience was not my absence. It was the place where trust was being formed. It was the place where your faith had to learn to stand without constant signs. It was the place where I taught you that my character is still true even when my hand is not yet visible. And now you are beginning to understand, my beloved child, that the waiting season after obedience was not proof that I left you. It was the test that revealed whether your trust had roots deep enough to remain until my perfect timing speaks. My beloved child, you were tested after you obeyed, because your faith needed roots. The yes opened the process, but the waiting proved what was living beneath the surface. It is one thing to obey when your heart feels lifted, when the word feels fresh, when the confirmation is strong, when you can almost feel the door about to open. But it is another thing to obey, and then keep obeying when nothing changes quickly. It is another thing to surrender and then stand in the quiet. It is another thing to say, Lord, I trust you, and then have to live that trust through days that test every part of you. The hardest season often comes after the yes, because obedience is not only about starting, obedience is also about remaining. I did not allow the waiting to destroy you. I allowed the waiting to reveal what I had already placed inside you. I was showing you that your faith was not shallow. I was showing you that your love for me was not built only on quick answers. I was showing you that even when your emotions trembled, your spirit still knew my voice. You thought the waiting meant you were failing, but I saw endurance being proven. You thought the pressure meant something was wrong, but I saw roots going deeper. I saw the questions you were afraid to say out loud. I saw when you wondered if you heard me correctly. I saw when you looked back at what you surrendered and asked if the sacrifice mattered. I saw when your hands wanted to reach back for what you had placed on the altar. I saw when control called your name and told you, fix it yourself, make it happen yourself, protect yourself, explain yourself, force the door, pick the burden back up. But you did not. Even when you felt weak, you paused. Even when you were afraid, you prayed. Even when you did not understand, you kept turning your heart back toward me. Do not despise the faith that looked like crawling. Do not call it failure because it did not look bold. There were days when your faith was not loud, but it was alive. There were days when you did not stand with raised hands. You simply whispered, Lord, help me. And I counted that as faith. There were days when you could not feel strong, but you still refused to let fear become your master. There were days when you cried and still chose me. There were days when you trembled and still trusted me. There were days when you had more questions than answers, but you did not walk away. Hear me now. I saw you choose faith over fear again and again. I saw you choose patience over panic. I saw you choose prayer over pressure. I saw you choose surrender over striving. I saw you wake up with the same burden and still decide not to curse the process. I saw you carry disappointment without turning your heart bitter toward me. I saw you hurt and still honor me. I saw you wait and still worship. I saw you feel overlooked and still obey. My child, that was not small. Heaven did not call that weakness. Heaven called it endurance. You did not quit. You did not abandon me when the answer looked delayed. You did not throw away the promise because the process took longer than you expected. You did not let confusion become rebellion. You did not let silence become unbelief. You stayed. You remained. You held on, even when holding on looked like breathing through one more day. And I am telling you now, that season completed something in you. It proved that your faith had roots. It proved that your yes was not emotional only. It proved that you could carry what I am preparing to release. So now, my beloved child, do not pick back up what the testing has already taught you to surrender. Do not return to the burden as though I have not received it. Do not step back into control because the answer has not arrived in the way you imagined. Your obedience has been completed, and now I am taking what you gave me into my own hands. The next part will not be carried by your striving. It will be carried by my timing. Rest your heart. Loosen your grip. Let me be God over the result. The waiting after obedience proved your faith was real, rooted, and ready. Now trust me enough to release what I am already working on. My child, hear me now. You have done your part, so do not return to striving. Do not return to forcing. Do not return to explaining yourself to people who were never assigned to understand the full cost of your obedience. Do not chase what I have already told you to release. Do not beg for a door I have not opened. Do not keep knocking on what I closed for your protection. You are not being careless when you rest. You are not being passive when you trust. You are not failing because you are no longer trying to control every detail. After obedience is complete, faith often looks quiet. It looks like open hands. It looks like a surrendered heart. It looks like refusing to pick back up the weight I already asked you to lay down. I know the part of you that wants to check again. I know the part of you that wants to revisit the conversation, replay the disappointment, rehearse what went wrong, and search for a way to make it make sense. I know the part of you that says, maybe if I explain it one more time, maybe if I reach out again, maybe if I push a little harder, maybe if I prove myself, maybe if I make them see, then the burden will lift. But my beloved child, that is not peace speaking. That is anxiety wearing the clothing of responsibility. That is fear pretending to be wisdom. That is control, trying to climb back onto the altar after you already surrendered it to me. Stop rehearsing what went wrong. Stop checking the closed door. Stop asking people to understand what I already understand. Stop searching for validation from those who could not see what I saw. I saw your obedience. I saw your restraint. I saw the moment you wanted to defend yourself but chose silence. I saw the moment you wanted to force the outcome but chose prayer. I saw the moment your heart shook but your hands still released it to me. Do not dishonor that surrender by dragging the burden back into your arms as though I cannot be trusted with it. There is a difference between obedience and control. Obedience is doing what I asked you to do. Control is trying to make the result arrive on your timing. Obedience says, Lord, I have followed your voice. Control says, now I must make sure everything happens the way I imagined. Obedience lays it down. Control keeps looking back. Obedience trusts my character. Control demands constant proof. My child, I am not rebuking you because you are weak. I am protecting you because you are tired. I do not want you reopening the wound by returning to the very weight I delivered you from carrying. You do not have to keep explaining your obedience. You do not have to keep proving your heart. You do not have to keep chasing closure from someone who cannot give you peace. I am your peace. I am your defender. I am the one who knows the beginning and the ending. I am the one who saw the hidden sacrifice, the private tears, the lonely yes, and the quiet surrender. If I asked you to give it to me, then trust me enough to leave it with me. Now rest. Rest does not mean nothing is happening. Rest means you have stopped trying to be your own answer. Rest means you have stepped out of my way and placed the outcome back into my hands. Rest means you believe I can move without your panic, speak without your pressure, arrange without your interference, and vindicate without your explanation. When you stop trying to force the answer, my timing begins to speak with authority. When you stop pulling on the door, you will see which doors I open by my hand. When you stop striving to be seen, you will discover that I already saw you, and what I see in secret, I know how to honor in the open. So breathe, my beloved child. Loosen your grip again, release the result again, put down the burden again. Do not pick back up what I asked you to surrender. The next movement will not come because you forced it. It will come because I appointed it. And when my timing speaks, it will speak louder than every explanation you were tempted to give. Now, my beloved child, my timing will speak louder than your explanations. You will not have to force people to understand what I was doing in you. You will not have to stand in front of them and defend the silence, defend the waiting, defend the closed doors, defend the tears, or defend the season that looked like nothing was happening. I am about to answer in a way that cannot be confused with coincidence. I am about to move in a way that cannot be credited to manipulation. I am about to open what no human hand can open, release what no human effort can manufacture, and shift what your striving could never change. Hear me now. The answer will carry my signature. The timing will carry my authority. The way it comes will make it clear that I was not absent. I was arranging. I was not late. I was aligning. I was not ignoring you. I was preparing the moment when the evidence of my hand would be undeniable. You tried to explain before, and some still misunderstood. You tried to be honest, and some still questioned you. You tried to walk quietly, and some still judged what they did not see. But now I will let the fruit speak. I will let the open door speak. I will let the provision speak. I will let the peace on your life speak. I will let the sudden shift speak louder than every word you were tempted to say. My child, visible vindication is not revenge. It is my faithfulness becoming public. It is me showing that your obedience was not foolish. It is me showing that your waiting was not wasted. It is me showing that the silence had purpose, the delay had protection, and the surrender had power. Those who misunderstood the quiet season will see that I was working in the quiet. Those who thought nothing was happening will see what I was building beneath the surface. Those who assumed you were forgotten will see that you were being held, hidden, prepared, and positioned. The door will open at the right moment, not too early, not too late, at the appointed time. The call will come when the room is ready. The provision will arrive with divine precision. The burden that has felt heavy for so long will shift suddenly, and you will know that it was me. You will look back and say, Lord, you were there. You will look at the timing and say, Lord, only you could have done this. You will see why I did not let it happen sooner. You will see why I made you wait. You will see why I closed what you cried over. You will see why I held back what you begged me to release. Do not fear that you have missed it. Do not fear that time has run out. Do not fear that your obedience was too quiet to be honored. I am not behind schedule. I am not struggling to catch up. I do not need panic to assist my promise. What looked late will become proof that I was on time. What looked delayed will become evidence that I was protecting the fullness of the blessing. What looked like silence will become a witness that I was moving where you could not see. So stop rehearsing your defense. Stop building arguments in your mind. Stop trying to prove that your obedience mattered. I will prove it. I will answer. I will make the way clear. I will cause what needs to come to you to find you at the appointed moment. And when it comes, you will not have to push it open, because my hand will open it. You will not have to force the connection, because I will align it. You will not have to chase the provision, because I know where you are. My beloved child, the visible answer is being formed even now through hidden movements you cannot reach. I am touching hearts you cannot touch. I am shifting decisions you cannot influence. I am arranging details you do not even know to pray about. Rest now. Let my timing speak. Let my hand answer. Let the burden leave your shoulders again. I am moving what you cannot reach, my beloved child, and I am touching what you cannot change. You have been looking at the part of the situation that is in front of you, but I have been working in places behind it. You have been staring at the visible delay, but I have been dealing with the hidden resistance. You have been wondering why the answer has not appeared, but I have been moving conversations you were not invited into, softening hearts you could not soften, shifting decisions you could not influence, and arranging details you did not even know were connected to your promise. Do not think nothing is happening because you cannot see. My hand moving. I am not limited to what your eyes can measure. I am not restricted to the phone call you are waiting for, the email you keep checking, the door that has not opened yet, or the person who has not responded. I can move through paperwork. I can move through opportunities. I can move through relationships. I can move through finances. I can move through healing. I can move through your home, your calling, your peace, and your restoration. I can touch one heart in one moment and change what months of striving could not change. I can redirect what looked delayed and turn it into divine timing. You thought the situation was too tangled, but nothing is tangled to me. You thought too many pieces were scattered, but I know where every piece belongs. You thought too much time had passed, too many people were involved, too many doors were closed, too many mistakes had been made, too many emotions had been wounded, and too many details had become complicated. But I am the one who sees the end from the beginning. What feels complicated to you is not complicated to me. What feels impossible to you is not impossible to me. What feels delayed to you is still under my command. Did I not provide in the wilderness when there was no storehouse in sight? Did I not make a way where there was no path? Did I not multiply bread when human hands only saw lack? Did I not open doors that no one could shut and preserve promises through long seasons of waiting? My child, I have not changed. I am still the one who brings water out of dry places. I am still the one who makes crooked paths straight. I am still the one who takes what looks insufficient and places my blessing on it until it becomes more than enough. So stop measuring my movement by what has reached your hands. Some of what I am doing had to begin far away from you before it could come near you. Some doors had to be unlocked before you ever arrived. Some hearts had to be prepared before the conversation could happen. Some resources had to be released before the provision could reach you. Some healing had to begin in places you could not see. Some restoration had to be guarded quietly because if I exposed it too soon, fear, pride, pressure, or the wrong voices would have touched it before it was ready. I am arranging. I am aligning. I am redirecting. I am removing what would have drained you. I am delaying what would have distracted you. I am strengthening what would have collapsed if it came too soon. I am preserving the promise until it can stand in the light. You are not behind. You are being positioned. You are not forgotten. You are being covered. You are not stuck. You are being prepared for the moment when what I have done quietly becomes visible enough for you to recognize my fingerprints all over it. And when it appears, you will know. You will not have to wonder if it was me. The timing will be too precise. The peace will be too deep. The door will be too clearly opened by my hand. The provision will come with a witness in your spirit. The restoration will carry the sound of my faithfulness. You will look at what once seemed impossible and say, Lord, you were moving the whole time. You will see that while you were resting, I was working. While you were waiting, I was arranging. While you were surrendering, I was touching what you could not change and moving what you could not reach. And my beloved child, I saw your tears. I saw every night you cried yourself to sleep when no one knew how heavy your heart had become. I saw every morning you forced yourself to rise when your body was present but your soul felt tired. I saw every prayer spoken through a trembling voice, every whisper that could barely make it past the pain, every moment when all you could say was, Lord, please help me. Not one tear escaped my notice. Not one sigh was ignored. Not one broken sentence was wasted before me. You thought those tears meant you were weak, but I saw worship in them. You thought those tears meant you were failing, but I saw faith still breathing. You thought those tears meant the process was breaking you, but I was using even that hidden place to plant something deeper than temporary strength. I was planting endurance. I was planting humility. I was planting compassion. I was planting spiritual authority that could never have been formed in comfort alone. The pain did not disqualify you. The pain became the soil where I was growing, the testimony that will soon speak louder than your sorrow. Do not be ashamed of the nights you did not feel strong. Do not be ashamed of the days you had to take one step with tears in your eyes. Do not be ashamed that obedience cost you something. My child, I never asked you to pretend it did not hurt. I never called your tears unbelief. I never rejected you because your heart trembled while you trusted me. I saw you keep coming back to me. I saw you pray when you did not have polished words. I saw you worship with questions still in your chest. I saw you choose me even when your emotions were tired. That mattered to me. Hear me now. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are not rejected. You are not overlooked. You are being carried into a season that your old strength could not have sustained. That is why I had to deepen you. That is why I had to steady you. That is why I had to teach you to lean on me instead of leaning on your own understanding, your own plans, your own control, and your own ability to hold everything together. What I am bringing requires a heart that knows how to stay low, stay prayerful, stay grateful, and stay close to me. Those tears were watering something. They were watering the roots of your faith. They were watering the ground beneath the promise. They were watering the testimony that is about to rise from the very place you thought only held loss. One day, others will look at you and ask, how did you survive that season? How did you keep going when so much was delayed? How did you still believe when nothing seemed to move? And your answer will not point back to your strength alone. Your answer will point back to my timing. Your answer will point back to my mercy. Your answer will point back to my faithfulness. You will say, the Lord carried me. You will say, He saw me when no one else did. You will say, He was working while I was weeping. You will say, He turned my tears into proof that He had never left me. And when you say it, it will carry weight, because it will not be a borrowed testimony. It will be yours. It will come from the valley you walked through with me. It will come from the hidden place where I strengthened you. It will come from the altar where you surrendered what you could not control. So do not curse the tears. Do not hide the evidence of my keeping power. I am turning pain into proof. I am turning sorrow into witness. I am turning the private breaking into public testimony. But listen closely, my child. When the blessing becomes visible, guard it carefully. What I watered through your tears must be protected with humility. What I release in my timing must be carried with prayer. What I place in your hands must not be exposed carelessly, spoken of pridefully, or handled without gratitude. The door is opening, but the heart that enters must remain surrendered. My beloved child, when the door opens, guard the blessing with humility. Hear me closely. Every new season carries promise, but every new season also requires wisdom. The same heart that trusted me in the waiting must remain surrendered when the answer appears. The same hands that released control in the hidden place must stay open when I place visible proof in them. Do not let the blessing become a reason to drift from the posture that prepared you to receive it. I am not bringing you into vindication so bitterness can take root. I am not opening the door so you can stand over those who doubted you and say, "Look at me now." I am not answering your obedience so pride can dress itself like testimony. Let the fruit speak. Let my faithfulness speak. Let the peace on your life speak. Let the door I open speak, without your heart becoming hard. You do not need to use the blessing to prove people wrong. If I have vindicated you, then you are free from the need to argue. If I have opened the door, then you are free from the need to force recognition. My child, visible blessing will test the heart in a different way than hidden waiting did. Waiting tested your trust. Blessing will test your humility. Waiting tested whether you would obey when no one saw. Blessing will test whether you will honor me when everyone can see. Do not forget who carried you. Do not forget who steadied your heart when you wanted to quit. Do not forget who held you through the silence, through the tears, through the closed doors, through the nights when you did not know how much longer you could keep going. I was there. I carried you then, and I must remain the center now. And listen carefully. Not everything I give you must be announced immediately. Not every open door needs a public explanation. Not every answered prayer needs to be placed into the hands of people who did not help you carry it in prayer. Silence can be a shield. Quiet obedience can protect what is still tender. Some blessings are strong, but still new. Some promises need covering before they need exposure. Some things I release must first be guarded in prayer before they are shared with voices that may not understand the weight of them. Do not rush to show what I am doing. Do not expose the seed before it has roots. Do not invite every opinion into what I have entrusted to you. Walk softly, pray deeply, listen carefully. Ask me what to share, when to share it, and with whom to share it. I will give you discernment. I will show you the difference between testimony and premature exposure. I will teach you how to rejoice without boasting, how to receive without grasping, how to move forward without leaving humility behind. Keep your heart clean. Keep your spirit tender. Keep gratitude near your mouth. Keep prayer near your decisions. When the answer comes, do not stop seeking me. When the door opens, do not stop listening for my voice. When the burden lifts, do not forget the altar. The blessing is not only about receiving what you prayed for, it is about becoming a living witness that my timing is perfect, my hand is faithful, and my ways are higher than yours. So guard what I am bringing, protect it, honor it, and carry it with humility, prayer, gratitude, and quiet obedience. Let your life say what your mouth does not need to defend. Let your peace testify. Let your fruit remain pure. What I am opening is not late. What I am releasing is not random. And what I place in your hands must be carried in a way that points back to me. And now, my beloved child, hear my final word over this season. What looked late will arrive as proof that I was on time. What looked delayed will stand as evidence that I was protecting the promise. What looked silent will become the very place where my voice is heard clearly. You obeyed. I saw. You waited. I prepared. You surrendered. I carried. You cried in secret. I collected every tear. You released what was hard to release. I received it. You stood when no one understood the cost. I honored it in heaven before it was ever recognized on earth. Do not measure my faithfulness by the speed of the answer. Do not measure my love by how quickly the door opened. Do not measure my presence by what your eyes could see in the waiting. I was there in the hidden place. I was there in the silence after your yes. I was there when you wondered if obedience had cost you too much. I was there when you had no strength left to explain, no words left to pray, and no desire left to keep proving yourself. My hand never left you. My eye never turned away from you. My heart never stopped moving toward you. So I speak rest over you now. No more panic, no more forcing, no more begging for confirmation from places I have already told you to leave alone. No more rehearsing the disappointment. No more reaching back for the burden. No more trying to make the answer happen in your own strength. No more standing at closed doors asking why they did not open. No more calling yourself forgotten because the process took longer than you expected. Rest, my child. Rest your mind. Rest your heart. Rest your hands. Rest your future in me. The timing is mine. The outcome is mine. The vindication is mine. The provision is mine. The restoration is mine. The door is mine to open. The table is mine to prepare. The hearts are mine to touch. The details are mine to arrange. You are not responsible for carrying what only I can complete. You are responsible for trusting me, staying humble, remaining prayerful, walking in obedience, and letting my timing speak when the appointed moment comes. And it will speak. My timing will speak over the confusion. My timing will speak over the delay. My timing will speak over every voice that misunderstood you. My timing will speak over every season when you felt overlooked. My timing will speak over the tears, the surrender, the testing, the waiting, and the quiet obedience. What I am bringing will not require you to manipulate it. It will not require you to chase it. It will not require you to become someone you are not. It will arrive carrying peace. It will arrive carrying witness. It will arrive carrying the sound of my faithfulness. Now receive this prayer over your life. May the peace of my presence settle over every anxious place in you. May your spirit stop trembling under the weight of what you cannot control. May your obedience be covered, your heart be strengthened, your mind be guarded, and your steps be ordered. May provision find you at the appointed time. May restoration come without you having to break yourself to obtain it. May vindication arrive without bitterness taking root in your heart. May every hidden yes be honored. May every costly surrender bear fruit. May every tear that watered the ground become part of the testimony that points back to me. I bless your waiting. I bless your obedience. I bless the places in you that learned to trust me when trusting was difficult. I bless your hands to release what I have not given you to carry. I bless your mouth to speak faith instead of fear. I bless your heart to stay soft when the answer comes. I bless your life to become a witness that I do not forget. My children, I do not waste their obedience, and I do not arrive one moment too late. My beloved child, receive peace now. Receive strength now. Receive courage now. Receive the grace to wait without panic and move without striving. Receive the humility to carry the blessing well. Receive the discernment to guard what I am bringing. Receive the faith to believe that even now, before you see the full answer, I am working. I am arranging. I am preparing. I am making the way straight before you. And if this word is for you, do not stay silent in fear. Type this declaration as an act of faith and surrender. My obedience is complete. God's timing will speak. Let your own words agree with trust. Let your heart confess that you are no longer measuring my faithfulness by the speed of the answer. Let this be your declaration today. I will not panic. I will not force. I will not return to what God asked me to surrender. My obedience is complete. God's timing will speak. And if you are waiting on my timing, leave your prayer request in the comments. Let others stand with you in faith. Share this message with someone who is exhausted from obeying in silence. Someone who needs to know that I saw every hidden sacrifice and every tear. Subscribe for more messages of faith, obedience, breakthrough, and restoration. Like this video, if today you are choosing trust over fear. And remember, my child, what looked late will arrive as proof that I was on time. Your obedience has been seen. Your waiting has been purposeful. Now rest and let my timing speak.